Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Glenn Kuiper Show, All Giants. Today, we're having some fun. We're going to go in the memory bank and see if some of the Bay Area baseball fans remember some of the moments I'm talking about. Now, remember, interleague play started back in 1997, so it's been around a long time. So this is the 29th year that the A's and the Giants, who are coming up this weekend, will play each other in the regular season. And coming into the weekend, the two teams have played 148 times in the regular season, and the A's hold the all-time record over the Giants. The A's are 76 and 72, so they got a little advantage over the Giants over the years. But when you think about a great geographical rivalry, what's the best thing that can happen for the home fans? Wouldn't it be to walk off your regional rival like the Giants and the A's used to be? I say yes. So with that in mind, I'm thinking about walk-offs. I went into some heavy research mode and I looked back at all the games that these two teams played, the Giants and the A's, over the years. And I found all the walk-offs. 11 total walk-offs in this great series between the Giants and the A's. 11. So 11 out of 148 games played. 6 by the Giants, 5 by the A's. So that's the breakdown of walk-offs. So what I did is I got a little information on each walk-off. And what's fun is I think just listen to some of the names. And then think about, maybe you were there. Maybe you watched it on TV. Maybe you had a reaction, good or bad. Or like I said, maybe you were at the ballpark. Maybe you were at Oracle Park, or maybe you were at the Coliseum and your team came out victorious. And it was a memory that you can't forget. Walk-offs are great. They're even better when it comes against your geographical rival. So listen to this, folks. I'm going to go through all 11. Have fun and think about if you have a memory of it. The first ever walk-off in the Bay Bridge series came on June 4th, 1999. J.T. Snow had a sacrifice fly off of Bill Taylor, scoring F.P. Santangelo. The Giants won in 15 innings on the J.T. Snow sacrifice fly. That was June 4th, 1999. Now, the very next month, the A's answered back with a walk-off of their own. And this was a walk-off where the late, great Hall of Fame A's announcer Bill King almost fell off his chair. He did not like the Giants. He liked this moment. Remember Almedo Signs hitting a 3-run homer off of Rob Nen at the Coliseum? The A's win 11-9. So each team had a walk-off back in 1999. Then you got to go to June 28, 2003. Pedro Feliz for the Giants, a single off of Keith Folk, and it scored Neifi Perez. That's right, Neifi Perez played for the Giants. That was in the 10th inning. Giants won the game 8-7. Shoot ahead to 2004. Marco Scutaro from the Athletics, a base hit off of Jim Brower. Remember Jim Brower, Giants fans? It scored Bobby Kelty. 10th inning, the A's won 8-7. You guys remember these games? I do. I think I was at all of them. A little bit later on, the 2006 season, Ray Durham shocks the A's. Ray Durham with the Giants at this time. Remember, he played for both teams. Ray Durham shocks the A's with a 3-run homer off of Houston Street. The Giants win the game 8-7. Ray Durham. Then we move ahead to May 20th, 2011 at Oracle Park. It wasn't Oracle Park then, but you know what I'm talking about. Aubrey Huff, a base hit off Brian Fuentes, scores Emmanuel Burris. Remember those names, Giants fan? Giants win that game 2-1. And then just a couple days later, the Giants did it again. It was a tough trip across the bay for the A's in that series. It was Burris this time getting the base hit again off Brian Fuentes. It scored Darren Ford. speedy guy that used to play for the Giants. Giants won 5-4. So that was a brutal weekend. 2 walk-offs for the A's. So they had to kind of head back to Oakland. Not happy about that. Then we move into 2012. Remember this one, A's fans? Derek Norris, a 2-out, 3-run homer off Santiago Casilla. It gave the A's a 4-2 comeback win. So a walk-off home run by Derek Norris. And then the A's had back-to-back walk-offs back in 2018. First, it was Jonathan Lucroy, who had a base hit off Will Smith in the 11th inning. It scored Matt Chapman. A's won that game. And then the very next day, it was Matt Chapman who had a base hit, infield hit. There was an error, and it scored the winning run for the A's, and the A's won 6-5. So Matt Chapman hurting his new team. And again, that was back in 2018. And then the last walk-off in this great Bay Bridge series, it happened on June 26, 2021. Kurt Casale with the double off Birch Smith. A's fans remember Birch Smith? It scored Steven Duggar, bottom of the 10th. Giants win 6-5. That is a look back at all 11 walk-off hits in the Bay Bridge series. Do you remember them? Were you there? And how about some of those names? Names from the past, absolutely. So all in all, 11 walk-offs in this great Bay Bridge series. Unfortunately, folks, it's not the Bay Bridge series anymore. Can't call it that. The A's are no longer the Oakland A's. They're not the Sacramento A's. They're not the Las Vegas A's. They're just the A's. So this weekend at Oracle Park, it'll be the San Francisco Giants against the Athletics. I think fans will still have fun. I know Giants fans will be super excited to see the A's come over. A's fans, I hope you can have a good time as well. But let's not forget, this will not ever, ever be the same. The Bay Bridge is over. The good old days when the two teams' home ballparks were just 15 miles apart, they're over, unfortunately. But hopefully, the two fan bases can still get together and enjoy what should be a fun weekend of baseball at Oracle Park. Enjoy it, everybody.